Tiny phone people, I'm back with another pearl of wisdom. In today's video, I'll be talking about one of the lesser known art forms of propagation. Now, as a plant hobbyist, I have to say we're lucky to have multiple ways to achieve the same goal. And this is also true for propagating. Over time, I'll go through all types of propagating, but for today's video, we're talking about air layering, or as I like to call it, the hanging bollock. Now, hanging bollock will actually enable you to root your plant whilst it's still growing, thus reducing chances of failure. I get loads of comments over on Instagram about your fears of cutting plants. So today, we're going to resolve your issues. I suppose it's the equivalent of asking a fish to climb a tree. You'll both feel stupid, but at least the fish won't remember it. Right, come on, let's go find a plant that needs propagating. You to the tubers. I give you the mint monstera. Now, this is a beautiful example of a slightly rarer monstera. And now that it's grown a bit, it's definitely time to spread the love. Now, in order to propagate aroids, we're going to have to take a closer look at the stem. Looking at the stem, we're going to see a selection of nodes. But what is a node? Well, it's a line that goes around the entire stem. And next to each one, you'll find an auxiliary bud. Let's make this easier. On every aroid, you have a stem and circles that go round it periodically all the way up. Now, each small segment of stem, including the node and the auxiliary bud, are able to create life. Yes, these small segments have the potential to create a new plant. So, in order to stimulate these roots without cutting the plant, we need to provide this area with an environment that encourages rooting. And as I've always said, it's always better dark and moist. Moist. How are we going to do this? Now, to make things easier, and because cling film requires too much checking, I bought myself some hanging bollocks off Amazon. True to life, they come in different sizes. Also true to life, size doesn't matter. I'm living proof. Firstly, pick a node on the branch, ideally one that looks like it can handle an existential crisis. These two juicy roots and these two little tinkers seem perfect. Right, let's talk about what we're going to need. Obviously a bollock, and alongside that, some sphagnum moss. It's true, the substrate that you use can vary. However, I have found that damp sphagnum moss keeps moist for longer. I'm going to go and wet this and I'll be back. Don't fear, I am back again with my moistened moss. Without sounding too disgusting or raunchy, depending on what turns you on, I'm going to stuff my bollock with moss. Also, I want to separate the moss as much as I can so that it's nice and breathable and less compact. Cue the music! Et voila. Now, what I didn't say was be sure to check that the stem fits the hole. That girth there needs to penetrate there. Therefore, I chose the large hanging bollock. For the attaching of the hanging bollock, I'm yet to find somebody that does it in a pleasing way. So watch me as I struggle to attach it to the stem. Yeah, cue the music again now, because this is going to, cue. I mean, if you ask me, that was fucking beautiful. Professional. What can I say? If necessary, you can always add water from the top, or even the sides if you're feeling naughty. However, once this is attached, we let time do the rest. Now, I will be checking weekly to make sure that the moss is still moist. I never want to let this dry, as the roots need that constant moisture. You let it dry, and the roots die. And there you have it. Allow the passage of time to do the work for you. Panic less about cutting your plant. Why not try the hanging bollock? Until the next time, one love, tiny phone people.